G'day everyone, Wesley here from Trusted Trades, or I should say Trusted Pest Management. I am here with the awesome Lachlan McKirdy.
Good morning.
From LCM Air, and I've actually gotten to know Lachlan now since BNI, which was, when did you join?
7 years.
7 years ago, and I have been blessed to see his business go from just Christina and yourself to now, we'll get some details, but into a serious operation. And we actually did business coaching together, and that was
6 years ago.
6 years.
Yep, my daughter was born before the end of the course. So that's all I remember.
Oh man,
I know, time flies.
Time does fly. But I've seen this business grow, and actually, to be quite fair, we've actually grown together, and we'll both probably talk about each other's businesses. But the one thing that I've loved about Lachlan's business, and he's in the air conditioning trade, is just his commitment to improving his business all the time, and just seeing it from that infancy stage to where it is now, and his drive behind customer service is actually really inspiring. And I always knew I was going to get Lachlan on the Trusted Trades podcast here.
We have talked about it,
but it was just a matter of time. So here we are. So meet Lachlan McKirdy.
Oh, thank you.
Now, he was a bit nervous. He was thinking he was unprepared, but mate,
feeling a bit unprepared.
Who is ever prepared? Brother, mate, let's go back to the start. How did you get involved in air conditioning?
Had a mate who was an apprentice and was looking for an apprenticeship out after school, and he just suggested I come along, and he talked to his boss, got me an interview, and I got a trial.
That was it.
And I mean that was in probably the year 2000, I think, or something like that. Maybe something 2001. So
Millennium.
yeah, that's me.
So there wasn't sort of anything at school that
I had done
work
experience as a carpenter and builder and electrician, but then leaving school at the time, didn't get lucky with getting a job in any of those areas, but had other jobs and did other things for like the first 6 months out of school, and then just a mate had already been doing it. I met him through a new group of friends after school, and that was it. So I never looked back. It's a very interesting trade. It's a mix between all sorts of trades, plumbing, electrical especially, but there is some light carpentry work at times, making things look neat, making things fit, all that sort of thing, which is on the installation side of things. And it's gone really computerized now. There's lots of error codes and computer. Plug in your laptop and see what's going on with the larger scale stuff. So it's quite a broad range of what you can get into in the trade.
I guess, did that kind of attract you to stay within the trade because obviously of that broadness, or was there something that what did you really enjoy when you got started?
Oh yeah, it's certainly very interesting. Working outdoors, when you first started, I was working outdoors was interesting for me. I think I didn't really want to sit in an office. Wasn't particularly interested in going to uni. And going that way, so I was very sporty out of school and very interested in the trades. Yeah, and still are, try to be, and very interested in the trade. So once you sort of get your apprenticeship out of the way, you start getting paid some decent money, and there's a lot of opportunity here in Brisbane, and I mean most capital cities will have a job for us wherever we go. So there's that part of it. Shortly after that, started the business, and then again never looked back from that, and that's become. Being a tradesman is sort of long gone now, although I refer to it every day, but now it's managing business owner, managing cash flow, managing all sorts of other things, which again, never a dull day here. There's never time to sit down and relax. So,
and we are at LCM HQ, just so you know. You can see all the tools in the background. So very clean, so
It is actually. It is very clean today. You're quite lucky.
Mate, well, I guess what were your initial thoughts of becoming a tradesman? When you were young, did it faze you at all, or was just that natural progression?
I mean, look, I think I'd always thought that I would be some sort of construction in the industry as a younger guy. I think now, being mid-30s, you do start to look towards staying off the tools and managing and doing it smarter, not harder type thing. So I don't know if that answers it. I think so. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Mate, how long was the apprenticeship?
4 years. 4 years.
Wow. Yeah. And is that still the same now, or how's it?
It is. You can accelerate and get signed off early if you've done all of your TAFE, the TAFE that's associated with it. So the TAFE is 3 years of blocks of TAFE. Part of it is refrigeration, air conditioning, and part of it is electrical. And so there's sort of stages. Often it's broken up into 2. So each year, for the first 3 years, you'll go away and do a month at TAFE twice a year. approximately, and that does change. 6 weeks, sometimes 7 weeks another. It's been different for all the different apprentices that we've had. But when I did it, it was 7 weeks a year for the first 3 years, and the last year is meant to be very much the year that you get your independence and sort of start working on your own and start to manage jobs, manage customers, manage faults and problems, and so that 4th year is...
And just to confirm, like there is a definite difference between electrical and air conditioning refrigeration.
Yeah, there is.
You get a limited license.
That's right.
Towards electrical.
We finish our apprenticeship with a limited electrical license, and electricians can go and do a course much quicker than we can. Electricians can go and do a course to become an installation, to have an installation license for small air conditioners. If the other way around, for air conditioning mechanics to go and do it electrical, you have to do a full 4 year. You probably get a little bit of credit for the knowledge that you have from your time at TAFE, but it's just about a whole another 4 year apprenticeship to sign up with, a company that can accommodate you, and then you become a dual tradesman, which is fantastic. There's quite a few of them around, but it's pretty hard to, because by the time you're in your mid-20s, or even some people don't start till their mid-20s, their late 20s, you often have a serious partner, you've maybe got some other debts and responsibilities, and you can't really cut back and go and do that. You've sort of got to keep on the path you're on and keep earning and keep working. So, it is a juggle.
What do they say? Stick to what you know.
Well, yeah, that's true. And that's true too. If you know all these things, got all these licenses, you sometimes forget half the stuff that you're trying to sometimes it pays to specialise a little bit.
And mate, you did your apprenticeship here in Brisbane?
Yeah, here in Brisbane.
And was there a focus of more residential or commercial, or were you doing a bit of everything?
The place that I first started at was a commercial air conditioning company, and they had their own sheet metal shop as well attached to the business. It was a large place. And that shut down and went bust, and is a bit of a nasty story of people not getting paid their super and all this sort of stuff that can happen. So out of that bounced into a domestic company run by 2 brothers here in Brisbane.
Yes.
They were country boys, and they'd come here to sort of, make their money in the big smoke. Yep. And one was an electrician and one was an air conditioning mechanic. So together they could do the full service of installation, because I still have to contract an electrician to come in and do part of the installation by the Australian law and by our licensing, which is fine. So that's how they did it, and it was a huge focus on the domestic installation market. We were based in the western suburbs, and we did a heap of work around sort of a 20-30k circumference of sort of the western suburbs. So that was how that started.
Did you do the overseas thing? Did you take?
No, I didn't. No,
just a strategy.
Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, that's right. Maybe Morton and Fraser is about as far as you get. No, I didn't. But I have since travelled. Done some Europe and some of Asia as well, which is great. And I do long for more of that. Young kids at the moment. Long flights are not, maybe the best thing to do. But the overseas thing, as soon as I finished my apprenticeship, in the same week of we have a thing called a capstone test, which is at the end of your 4 years apprenticeship. You have to go and do a day test, and you get grilled by, one of the teachers or lecturers at the TAFE. And I had the capstone test and my wedding in the same week. I was like married and settled right at the time that I'd finished my trade.
Stamped.
So pretty much. So from there, have achieved other things here with, owning my own home and stuff like that, which has been a good thing to do. So I'm hoping to be one of those grey-haired nomads. It's like, sailing around the world or travelling around the world later in life.
And I can confirm he's definitely on that way. Mate, what was the biggest lesson you took out? Obviously, you did your apprenticeship, but was there lessons that you took out of those 4 years at all that you've incorporated into your business? Yeah,
definitely. I had the 2 brothers that I worked for were interesting characters and quite different. So one was very good at sales and converting quotes to jobs and running the business in that respect. I was very hungry, a really good salesman. So I learned, what some good things are to do in that area, and apply my own sort of, my own ways to that. And the other brother was a fantastic tradesman, and he was really neat, really customer orientated. He would get quite angry at me if I put something on the wall that wasn't square and things like that. So I had that, and I had the other brother as well. So I think definitely, if I hadn't have worked for those guys so closely, because it was a fairly small business, I wouldn't have been able to, straight after that, be able to sort of start my own thing and have enough confidence as to what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and all that sort of thing, which of course you learn a lot once you do make the leap and start your own business. There's so much to learn in the first 5 years. That's why I guess a lot of people don't make it. But yeah, certainly that helped. Definitely. And I still keep in touch with them both. They're still good mates of mine.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think, a testament to who you are, mate, and your nature. So, mate, when did you decide to go out on your own, though? When was that little leap? Well, 7 years ago, obviously, but was there something
that was BNI. 7 years was BNI.
Okay,
So, probably, I think it's been about 12 years I've been in business.
Yeah,
12. So, what triggered it? For me, I had a lot of other mates that were starting their own subcontracting type thing, like concreters and chippies and things like that, where maybe the type of industry where it's quite common for people to do their apprenticeship and then tuck back in under their boss as a subcontractor. So that sort of appealed to me. I could see that they were at times having, when you're in your early 20s, finishing early on a Friday or skipping, if it's a rain day or whatever, that seemed like a good way to go. But no, my story is that I had an opportunity to build my own home, my first home, and through doing that, it was hard to work full time as a tradesman, and so I thought,
managing all of that.
Well, it was an owner-builder type project. I did have a lot of help from my father-in-law, who was a builder, and obviously my wife was involved in all the design and interior color, all of the, what do you call it, decorative stuff. Interior design side of things. So, but basically the idea was if I could subcontract a couple of days a week and also manage this construction, I really had a passion to be involved in it. So, but after 12 months of doing that, I still hadn't finished the house, and I was really busy working for myself. So that's how it started, and I loved it, and I did very well. I enjoyed it, so I did well at it. Yeah, and that was 12 years ago. No. Yeah, that's right. So.
Well, we come up to our ad break here, which I was telling Lockie about, so we had to find something. So I'll start first, I'll give you an idea. We'll just manage here. Now, Lockie is more than aware of this, but on the weekend we had our Walk for Awareness. Walk for Awareness is a charity event that my brother and I started, would you believe, 8 years ago. And this is it here. We raise awareness towards suicide prevention, and this was our biggest year. We had over 2,500 people, and we raised, with sponsorship dollars and whatnot, over $200,000. So that was pretty cool, and that was on Sunday the 7th. So my advertising is actually for next year. It is Sunday the 6th of October 2019, so if you're watching this. But listen, if mental health is something that you truly believe in, just by simply participating or getting outside, we truly encourage wellness through exercise and participation. So come along. I know Lockie's been there before, and he's thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's a family event too. It's pet friendly, child friendly. It's as friendly can be. But it is such a great morning. So thank you to those that did come. And next year, Sunday the 6th of October 2019, and I'll put a little link in the under.
Congratulations, mate. It was a huge weekend.
Yeah, it was cool.
Credit to you and your brother and all the other people involved in managing the day.
Yeah, thank you,
so
mate.
Well
thank
done.
you. Now, we've got the rhino bags here. I'll hold it, but you can hold it.
Yeah. So this is an online business that I started a couple of years ago. I went and sourced a bag. I saw a need in my industry, which carries over into several other service-based industries, where you have to access a rooftop, for example, with some bulky items. They may not be the heaviest items, but it's quite hard to climb a ladder while carrying a drum of cable, for example, or in our case, a gas bottle. We often have gas leaks and commercially systems are mounted on a roof. So a gas bottle is quite heavy. There's a few safety guidelines around how you would manage that. But that's an online business that I have. It's called Rhino Bags. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on just our website. And it's an online store you can order.
These are cool. So you put all your stuff in the back there.
You can. You put all your stuff in the back here. It is, because of gas bottles, it's left open, so it's for ventilation purposes, but it has a max rating of 24 kilos, and it's got straps and hooks inside, so any sized item.
Put tools in there too.
Yeah, so you can take a whole, on the website and the Facebook, there's a few photos and a few demos of what you can do with it. But they're great value, they're a great safety item. If you do work for yourself, or if you have staff that work for you, you can tie it into your workplace health and safety plan, and maintain 3 points of contact, because there's not a lot around that. We have had a few trips and slips in our 10 to 12 years of running business, and it just gives. And I mean, my guys love them. Obviously, I've been able to test them on the staff that I have, and they love it. And you know, if they come back saying, "Oh, I tripped on a ladder today," we'll say, "Well, where was your rhino bag? What were you doing?" "Oh, well, you know, yeah." And so, you know what? It's all about education and, you know, giving them the tools that they need to stay safe.
That is epic. Now, we
Cool.
might just hold for a second because there's a Dakin truck here. Do you need to see that guy, or is that...
He might need the forklift.
Yeah,
so,
cool. Well, what we'll do is we'll come back for part 2.
All right, perfect.
Part 2.